Hello, my fellow Trojans. Today we are back in the Rise of Mordor custom or multiplayer battle. Excuse me. All right, with our good friend the Medjay of Faiyum, and obviously we're gonna be playing on this map that you can find on Steam Workshop, which is Pellenor Fields, outside the famed city of Minas Tirith. Yes. It's a pretty awesome map, guys. They did an awesome job with this city model here, guys. Look at this. Obviously, you know, it's a siege escalation. Looks like it's been completely destroyed and sacked, but today we're going to be facing our good friend the Medjay of Faiyum, and obviously he's going to be playing as Rohan. So he's got, you know, King Theoden over here doing his awesome speech before the riders of Rohan charge in against our forces of Mordor. So he's going to be doing a cinematic for this, so make sure to go and give that a watch. When it comes up, I'll make sure to put it in the video description. I don't think he's come out with it yet. So, yes, obviously he's a very cav heavy force. He does have some infantry, not a lot though. But for our forces over here, we only have 3 cav units. Okay, we got 3 of our famous servants of the eye to go against the massive amount of riders from Rohan here. But if you guys have seen my previous videos, these are super good melee cav. Very, very good. They stand up to the Knights of the Silver Swan. They can stand up to almost any single cav unit, even when they're completely outnumbered. Alright, and obviously I brought a lot of pikemen to the field because I knew he was going to go cav heavy. So I decided, hey, in order to win this, I'm going to have to come with a lot of pikemen, a lot of halberds, and a lot of spears, because otherwise they're just going to ride right over us. And as you can see, we do outnumber them by almost 2,000 men, about 2,990 to be exact. And also we do have, how many? 5 units of trolls. We got 3 units of Olagai, and then we got 2 units of just normal mountain trolls. So yeah, here in the front we have orc pikes backed up with some Uruk Throng and our Uruk archers. Over here we have some Morgul Legion, which obviously are some of my favorite units for an evil faction, besides the White Hand Grenadiers, obviously. And over here, and the White Hand Stormers, you can't forget those. Those are also super cool units. And then you got the Guards of the Teeth over here, backed up by the Olagai. And we just got some Uruk Spears. So yeah, guys, hopefully, you know, it took us a while to get this battle started because he kind of had to make the things for his cinematic video. And we did a couple other battles where, you know, I was formed up outside here and, you know, they did their massive charge down the hill and took us by surprise and stuff. But, you know, for you guys, I'm not going to just have a video where I get destroyed, you know, on purpose. So obviously we decided to play it as it is, and whoever wins wins. But for the other scenarios where we were recording for his, you know, cinematic video, I kind of set up the armies specifically the kind of the way it was in the movies for him. So yeah, so he's obviously got some Erling retainers. Alright, and then he's got some axe thens here. He's got some Erling men-at-arms. And what else he got? Guards of the Golden Hall. These are some really cool looking infantry units. Really love the helmets and scale armor. That does it for me. So yeah, and obviously, like I said, just a super cav heavy force here. So he's going to go ahead and advance. He's advancing pretty slowly because he can't see my troops as of right now. And I'm just kind of hold the line simply because I don't want to overextend myself and have my men not formed up while they're moving and have his massive cav force here exploit that. So let's go and look at his cav force here. We have Knights of the House of Earl. These guys are awesome looking. He's got two of those. He got some Knights of the Mark, which also look pretty cool. He's got 2 of those. He's got some more Knights of the Mark. Oh, he's got lots of Knights of the Mark here. Wow. Knights of the Mark, Knights of the Mark. Riders of Rohan. Some pretty decent cav units. Early to the east fold. Here to the west fold. So yeah. Alright, so he's kind of stopped and formed up now. I brought my Servants of the Eye so he can kind of see where I am. And I decided to end up moving some of my troops up simply because he was kind of taking forever. And I didn't want this battle to be too long for you guys. So I went ahead and just started advancing. Now that I can kind of see where his troop movement was, then I decided to move up. I know previously I said that I wasn't going to move up simply because I didn't know where he was. And I didn't know what was going to happen, so I made sure to send my cav forward earlier, as you can see, so he could see me, I could see him, and from then on I started advancing my forces. So I'm going to go ahead and have my pike in the front line and halberds in the front line, and I'm going to go ahead and put my archers in the middle with these Uruk throng as a kind of reserve. I went and brought my Servants of the Eye back simply because, you know, they're going to be facing 5 units of cav over here on this flank, and sure, they're probably going to be able to hold their own and maybe even possibly win against these 5 cav units here, but I'm not going to commit them just yet because he does still have a massive cav force here in the back. Look, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 units of cav. That's ridiculous. And of course, you know, his infantry force is not really going to be able to stand up against our infantry force here. So I'm going to go and try to bring our archers a little bit forward so they can try to get some shots off on their archer units. And obviously they're a little out of range, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and move my pikemen up just a little bit more so my archer units can move up and start targeting the yeomen of the mark. He also has, yeah, the garrison of the Hornburg archers as well, which they're pretty good archer units. Yep, they're heavy bow infantry. So we went ahead and moved up my Uruk spears over here. And right now it's just kind of a missile battle at this point, just exchanging missiles. He's going to try to scoot his infantry line as far as he can, as thin as he can, to try to counter the massive amount of orcs and Uruks he's about to face. So I went ahead and moved up my pikemen, simply like I said, because I didn't want this video to be too long for you guys. And I just wanted to get the action underway. I hate just standing there and not doing anything. So as you can see, it is about to get hectic. Alright, so our archers are still exchanging with theirs, and obviously not causing too many casualties amongst these bow infantry here. Really not causing too many casualties. So I went ahead and started moving my pikemen up. I sent my fearsome Alagai against these Earling retainers, trying to cause as many casualties as I could. Really trying to destroy his infantry. And over here I'm sending in my mountain trolls. I'm sending up my pikemen to start combating his spearmen, along with my halberds as well. Alright. Of course, I'm always watching. I'm going to always watch his cav here. Make sure that they don't try to pull anything tricky, and of course they're starting to advance. So the Servants of the Eye, I believe, are going to go out and meet them in the field. So our infantry is now advancing in its entirety, really just trying to take out his infantry as fast as we can, so that way we can start targeting his cav. And now we got our Servants of the Eye charging in against his cav. Getting a nice cinematic charge in here. Kind of splitting off. He didn't manage to counter-charge me simply because the battle was pretty hectic. And I don't think he saw me charging with my cav, so that was good. We got a nice charge bonus on them. Went ahead and put them in diamond formation to come in and charge against these cav. He did manage to counter-charge me here, but I did bring in another Uruk spear to come and try to give us a little bit of a boost since his cav unit was outnumbered. As you can see over here, our Alagai are absolutely tearing up these Earling retainers here. Got 38 kills already. So he's going to try to have his archers target me with Flaming Shot. And honestly, guys, I've learned that Flaming Shot is the most effective against trolls. Really do make the trolls take a beating for sure. Alright, so we're kind of causing some pretty good casualties against these archer units over here. Over here on this flank, we're doing a lot better. He did charge in his cav to try to kind of kill our mountain trolls. It obviously didn't work. cav isn't very effective against them. Over here, these Knights of the Mark are surrounded by our Uruk spears, so that's good. As you can see, he's going to try to start exploiting our lines. He did manage to get around with some cav and hit our archers, which was super frustrating. There wasn't much I could do, so I brought the Witch King up to come up and try to counter them. And of course, they're surrounding us here with the Riders of Rohan. We're breaking this Arid of the Eastfold here with our Olagai. Our Olagai are getting some good kills. Or actually, they only got 2 kills. Must be our Uruk spears then, yeah. And over here, our Servants of the Eye are kind of in a stalemate over here with these Knights of the Mark and the Arid of the Westfold. It really shows that, you know, the Rohan cav are pretty good, especially since the Servants of the Eye are some of the best cav in the game. Alright, so we got Olagai coming up, and they're going to help meet the Knights of the Mark charge as well. They got 76 kills. These Guards of the Teeth are going to start advancing this way. We got these Olagai coming over here to silence their archers. As you can see over here, we've completely broke their infantry, so it's pretty easy for us to start charging our forces in. And you see, as over here, they are still having our archers wrapped up, so I'm going to go and just send them in combat mode to try to combat them from getting anywhere, try to stick them into that position. Charge the Witch King in against the Arid of the Westfold over here. Hopefully they take them out. As you can see, this was a very chaotic battle. I really had to micromanage things quite a lot in order to not get taken out and flanked all the time by his cav. Alright, well, these Orc Pikes over here are obviously making pretty quick work of these Erling Men-at-Arms. Not too big of an issue right here. Same as over here, these Guards of the Golden Hall are facing more of a Legion. Over here, we pretty much handled this cav. As you can see, those Mountain Trolls did a good job. And it looks like this Knights of the Mark is getting taken out. Over here, his cav unit managed to disengage from the Witch King and charge into the back of our pikes. So we had to go ahead and send in the Witch King yet again for another charge. So over here, we've pretty much broken their archer units as well. So now he's just sending in all of his cav units to try to wreak havoc behind our lines. Over here, the Servants of the Eye did manage to beat the Knights of the Mark and are beating the Arid of the Westfold finally. As you can see, like I said, some of the best cav units in the game is the Servants of the Eye. So we're going to charge these Olagai in against these Knights of House of Earl. Try to get them stuck. Over here, we're winning. As you can see, it was never really in doubt that we were going to win. Did get quite chaotic though, I do give him that, simply because he did manage to charge into the back of most of our units with his cavalry. And like I said, I kind of forgot about these trolls over here, simply because, you know, like I said, it was a very hectic battle. And I'm starting to break, as you can see, and we've suffered, what, yeah, almost 2,000 casualties and counting, like, just growing. And that's just because of his flanking charges there. Over here, he has 3 units coming around. Our Servants of the Eye did manage to break them here finally. Kind of got these guys stuck. And the Witch King broke the Knights of the Mark right here. So that was good. We're going to go ahead and try to get some spearmen to start chasing down this cav. They're just absolutely wreaking havoc in our flanks. There we go. And of course, we got our Mountain Trolls in against these Knights of the Mark here. There's 1 infantry unit, I believe, left of the Guards of the Golden Hall. They're still facing our Uruk spears. Actually, no, he still has some more, but they're pretty much almost done for. Our Uruk spears caught these Knights of the Mark here. Get some cinematic views in here. Alright, and the Witch King, of course, is going to keep charging around and keep trying to take out some of these cav units. We'll fast forward this a little bit since this video is too long for you guys. And they're facing the Guards of the Teeth, so they're going to suffer some pretty high casualties. So we went ahead and got a flanking charge in on these guys here, and obviously caused some pretty good casualties. We're going to go ahead and free up some of these Servants of the Eye to come chase down some of these cav units. So they're going to go ahead and charge in, help out. How many casualties have we suffered so far? Yeah, we've suffered almost half of our troops. Like I said, those cav caused a lot of casualties with their flanking charges. Yeah, I see 337 kills, just one unit of the Knights of the Mark. But now they're starting to face our pikemen and face halberdiers and all that good stuff. And now they're finally getting taken out. And they charged Theoden in and against these spearmen, so I'm going to try to capture him, try to corner him as best I can with his 2 units, because really we're just going to need to shatter their morale at this point. They only got about 926 men left, but we can take out Theoden. That'll be the end of the battle pretty much, because once you rout the general in this game, it's pretty much a done deal after that. Alright, well, we're going to end up just charging these Knights of the Mark and taking them out. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit more for you guys. We're going to go ahead and take these infantry units and really try to trap Theoden in this little combat here and really try to take him out as fast as possible. It's really cool in the background. Alright, so obviously we got some Yurkthong trying to keep them in here. And our men are routing. Good times. Alright, everywhere else we seem to have pretty much won. And his cav are pretty much taken out at this point. We got Olagai chasing down the remnants of his cav units. And we're bringing in some Olagai in and around to kind of charge into Theoden, really take him out. Go and get a view in here. The Riders of Rohan making a heroic last stand to defend their king. And there goes King Theoden. So at that point, you know, it's pretty much the end of the battle. They're starting to rout, and we managed to take all of them out, and they managed to take out pretty much half of our forces. So it was a pretty good battle. He did the best he could, especially having a mostly cav army against my pikes and halberdiers. But I mean, that was originally pretty much what the Battle of Pellenor Fields was like, especially in the movies. So that's, I'll go ahead, and that's a victory for us. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am working quite a bit more, guys, so I'm not going to be able to upload every day like I used to, so please bear with me on that. I'm going to try to upload as much as possible. I just want to give a quick shout out to all of you guys that have followed me. If you guys have watched, my channel has grown pretty substantially over the last couple days, and I just want to give a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you for the support, and I never thought I would get that big, and I really appreciate it. So hopefully I keep making good content for you guys, and that is all. Perry the Trojan out.